Hello and welcome. Personal finance can feel like you're trying to find your way through a really dense, tangled forest with no path. It can be overwhelming, right? But what if you had a map? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to demystify your money by drawing that map step by step to help you get from where you are right now to where you truly want to be. So let's start this journey. It all kicks off with this really simple but honestly super powerful question. Where is your money actually going? I mean, for a lot of us, it's so easy to lose track. So we're going to treat this whole thing like an adventure. And for any good adventure, you absolutely need a map. Let's get started building your financial roadmap. Okay, so first things first, why do you even need a plan in the first place? Well, think about it like this. You would never ever start a cross-country road trip without knowing where you're going, or at least having a map, right? A financial plan is that map. It guides your money from where it is today to all the amazing places you want it to be in the future. So, what does this planning stuff really mean? At its heart, it's just about making sure your money is working for you and not the other way around. It's the big picture strategy that helps you handle today while paving a smooth road for all your biggest goals down the line. And what are those big destinations we're talking about? Well, for most of us, they look a lot like this. Buying a home, paying for an education for the kids, or maybe just planning for a really comfortable retirement. These aren't just items on a checklist. They're the real-life goals that a solid financial plan helps turn from someday into a reality. All right, every good map has that little "you are here" marker. It's essential. Before you can even think about planning your route, you have to know your exact starting location. And in the world of finance, that means it's time for a quick checkup. This checkup is basically a snapshot of your financial health, right here, right now. It means taking a really honest look at what's coming in, what's going out, everything you own, and everything you owe. This analysis, it's the foundation for any solid plan you're going to make. And that brings us to this one crucial number that simplifies your entire financial picture, your net worth. It's super simple. What you own minus what you owe. So why is this the ultimate measure? Because it tells you your true starting line for this whole journey. It's not just about your assets. It's the honest score of exactly where you stand today. So once you know your starting point, how do you fuel the journey? That's where your savings ratio comes in. This number is the percentage of your income that you're actually putting aside for your goals. In this example, 24.8%. That is a very healthy number. This right here is the engine that's going to power you toward your destinations. Now, on the flip side, we have what's called the leverage ratio. This tells you how much of your stuff, your assets, is built on debt. A ratio of 20% means that for every 100 rupees of things you own, 20 of it is financed by loans. It's a really important number for understanding your financial risk. Okay, so you've got your map, you know your starting point, you've got your fuel. So what's next? Well, now you've got to choose the right vehicles to actually carry you on your journey. And in finance, we call these investments. Your main investment options usually fall into two big categories. Think of equity as a high-performance sports car. It offers a chance for much faster growth, but it comes with a much bumpier, riskier ride. Debt, on the other hand, that's like a reliable family sedan. It's a smoother, more predictable journey with regular income, but it's not going to break any speed records. Understanding this trade-off between risk and reward is absolutely critical. I mean, you probably wouldn't rely on just one vehicle for a long and important trip, would you? The same thing goes for investing. That old saying, "don't put all your eggs in one basket," is really the heart of diversification. By spreading your money across different types of assets, you manage your risk and you create a much stronger portfolio. And this brings us to asset allocation, which is basically deciding what your investment garage is going to look like. It's the specific mix of sports cars, sedans, and maybe even some all-terrain vehicles like gold. The whole idea is to build a fleet that balances that raw growth potential of equities with the steady reliability you get from debt. So you've got your map, your starting point, your vehicles, but let's be real, sometimes the terrain gets tricky, the road gets bumpy, and that's when you might want a professional navigator, an investment advisor. Now listen up, because this might be the single most important thing to understand. Regulations from bodies like SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, say that a registered advisor must act in a fiduciary capacity. Okay, what on earth does that mean? It's a legal obligation to put your best interests first. Always. No exceptions. It's the huge difference between a guide who works for you and a salesperson who's just working for a commission. So, what does working with one of these professional navigators actually look like? It's not just a one-time chat. It's a structured six-step process. They get to know you, they analyze your whole situation, and then they build a custom plan. But it doesn't stop there. They help you actually put it into action, and this is key. They monitor and review it over time. This creates a real partnership designed to adjust your route as your life and the markets inevitably change. So, we've covered the map, the starting point, the vehicles, and the guide. Now, the journey is yours. Thinking about everything we've talked about, what's the very first stop you need to plan for on your own financial roadmap?